Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at a little bit of a larger one, as you can plainly see. It is a 1/72nd scale die-cast by Corgi. It is a good old Catalina. It is the OA-10A, which is the amphibious variant. So it does have, I think, retractable landing gear instead of beaching gear. Now, this particular aircraft is from the 5th ERS, or Emergency Rescue Squadron, which was a squadron that used to go around looking for downed pilots in the North Sea. Now, this aircraft is called Miss Pickup, which I think is very appropriate for a rescue aircraft, and this Catalina was called out to assist another Catalina that was suffering some difficulties while trying to pick up a downed crew from a B-24 Liberator. Now, while they were performing some loops around the Catalina and the downed B-24, they were then called out to another location of a P-51 Mustang that had crashed, and the pilot was sitting in the ocean there waiting for someone to rescue him, of course. Now, the aircraft here would make a landing to try and assist the downed Mustang pilot, and unfortunately they would suffer an engine failure and would not be able to take off again. And they weren't able to actually get the Mustang pilot on board, and he would actually float away and would be captured by the Germans and end up as a POW. The crew of the Cat would drop anchor because they did not want to float to the enemy coastline either, and they would actually spend the night anchored there. There would be some Mustangs that would fly cover over the Catalina to offer some sort of fighter protection. The following day, though, a pair of Messerschmitt 262s from JG7 would spot the Cat on the ocean and would slip past that fighter cover. And unfortunately for the crew of the Catalina, they would strafe the aircraft while it was on the water, and it would start to sink. So the actual crew would survive. They would actually have to abandon the aircraft and jump into life rafts, while Miss Pickup would eventually sink to the bottom of the North Sea. So unfortunately the aircraft here is no more, but this beautiful model is. So I think we should absolutely have a look at it. We will have to open this box, I reckon, so let us see if we can do that. Alright, now let us see if we can actually get the lid off. Oh, come on, is it? Jeez, it's like it was stuck. Alright, now we will move that out of the... Oh, well, there is a collector card, if you like your collector cards, and there is a limited run of what is it, 1,000. Obviously you can't see because you're all the way in there. There is a limited run of 1,000 of these, and boy, that does look fantastic. So if you do want one of these, you are going to have to hunt quickly and get one, because as I said, a limited run of 1,000, so only 1,000 people in the world will ever own one of these. Now, I think this does look absolutely brilliant. But what we need to do is have a closer look, don't we? So, yep, let's get rid of this so we can get back to our normal viewing and check out this beautiful looking Catalina. All right, let's do that right now. Right, here we have it out of the box. This is the certificate. You can actually see it now. As I said, yes, 1,000. So you lucky few that managed to grab one. Hopefully you'll like what you see here and go get one for yourself. Now, let's have a little look. Wow, that is impressive. All right, we do have a little baggie of, oh, that's little little antennas that we need to affix to the aircraft, of course. It does come with a little baggie of the landing gear components that we need to put on the aircraft. Now, of course, this big bird's going to need a big stand, and that's the base for it. It's the usual big stand base that we do have for the Corgi ones. It is metal, all metal. And that is that massive stand there. That is a beautiful, large cradle stand. We'll move that out of the way. And let us see if we can actually get this out. Now, where to grab her? We're going to need to get some poppage. I definitely do not want to break it. Alright, there's a bit of release. Alright, we'll move this big package out of the way and have a real good look at this. Man, this is going to be awesome. Check out that. Now, there is a little bit of protection on the side here, which allows for the floats to be extended down or retracted back up into the wing. It's on both sides, a little bit of tape. Oh. It's a little bit floppy, I suppose. But let us have a little look. We'll zoom right into this and check it straight out. Check out that. There is obviously no armament on this one, but that actually does turn around. So, but you do have some crew members in there as well, which is really nice. It's got the like wiper details on there and everything. There's the mist pickup art, and there you can see the retracted landing gear, of course, which our previous Catalinas have not had. You can see the crew member in the blister there. That looks absolutely awesome. There is some guns in there. You can just slightly see the gun in there. Hopefully it's coming through the camera there. That's awesome. Now, obviously, this is set up for in-flight. Now, the propellers, they don't spin too well. They do turn without any drama, but they are not as free spinning as they used to be. Overall, this has got some fantastic detail. All the lines on it are beautiful. The engine detail on it is really nice as well. Yep, very, very cool. So obviously we did see where we had to affix some sort of antennas on this, so we will do that in a moment, but I think this does look absolutely stunning. It's got some really nice details. Mine seems to be missing a white plug that covers a screw hole as well, just there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. As I said, so that's for the nose wheel area, and then you've got to pull those out to put it in gear down. But what we'll do is we'll just chuck it on the stand for the moment. I know it's not complete. We do have to put the little antenna array on there. And this is how it's going to go on the stand. So obviously that is like that. And then this will be your big cat set up on the stand. We'll turn it around and zoom out a little bit so you can actually bloody see it. How about that? And that is absolutely wonderful. This is a great looking model. I don't have any problems with the model itself. The only thing is, I suppose, is these floats are really floppy. They do tend to drop down. You do have to push a little bit hard on there to lock them in so they stay in place. Once you've done that, it should be okay. But I reckon this is pretty cool. What we'll do, though, is we'll quickly chuck the landing gear options on there. We'll put those little antennas on as well so that it's all completed, and we'll check it out, and we'll throw it on the scales as well. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, this is the cat all set up for a gear down. Now, you have to remove those to put the gear down option on. They sit in like that. You do have to sort of get your fingers like that and sort of wiggle them as you're pulling it to actually get it to locate. Now, you can see the size of my fingers and this piece. Now, I'm going to show you where you've got to get it out from. All right, so you've got to put your hands right inside there. I'll zoom in for you. They are tucked in right there. So you're trying to get your fingers in there to get a hold of it, as well as pull and wiggle to get them out. So they are quite hard to get out. That is probably something on a negative side of it. But once it's out, it depends on the size of your fingers too. So I won't say it's a negative thing. It's just awkward for people with sausage fingers like me. But the wheels themselves, they do roll as well. They got some nice tyre detail on there. The nose wheel is very easy. That just pulls straight out. There is the nose wheel piece and a separate gear bay door piece that you slot in and then push the nose wheel in. And that is job done in regards to the landing gear. You just repeat what you did on here on the other side for that side. And that is ready to go. And then, of course, on the back, you just put the a little dolly on the back so it stops the bum from dragging. Now, another thing was the antennas, those little antenna pieces that you've got to put on. Now, you've got to, well, the only way you know where to put them on is to look on the box art. And, well, the box art is a little bit different to the actual antennas themselves as well. So these pieces were actually flat like that, not side like vertical like that. They were horizontal, but the only way you can put those in that tiny little hole is to put them in that way. That's the only way you can put them in. And those ones you just, I almost didn't know where those went. They were hidden quite well in the picture on the box art. There is no instructions with this. So that is, yeah, probably maybe if they did include a little paper instruction with the location for the antennas, would make it a little bit easier for, you know, the average person to sort of whack on without having to hunt for the image and the locations on the box art. But overall, it does present really nicely. I think it does look quite good on the gear down, because that's how I display mine anyway. I reckon it does present really well. And as you saw, it did sit on there nicely. The antennas too, I had to super glue into place because they would not sit in their locations. You push them in the hole, drop straight out. Same with that. Those ones, if you move the aircraft to the side, drop straight out. So, but what we're going to do though is, I suppose, we will see how much this does weigh. So I'll pick it up again. Move that out of the way, a little bit of crap on the table. All right, let us have a little look. We'll zoom out a bit so you can actually see what I'm talking about. I'll put this on the scales. Whoop. Oh, of course, that little dolly just missed. I'll move it forward a bit. Oh, it's just on the edge. And that is, let's have a little look. Now we have got, what is it, 901 grams. So it's just shy of a kilo, just 99 grams off a kilo. But it does, look, the overall model itself does present really nicely. Just that antenna array, the assembly of that, and not knowing where things go, and the fact that you have to glue everything in, you weren't, you know, you don't get told to do that or anything. It's just all, you just got to guess. So, but I reckon, though, the model itself, really nice. There's another great Catalina here from Corgi, of course. I do like them. And we will wind up the video. So what I'll do is I'll do the usual. I will take some photos of this, throw them on at the end of the video. You can check this out in a little bit more detail. You know, the size of these are pretty big, so it'll definitely take up a little bit of room in your display cabinet. Now, of course, if you enjoyed what you saw today or found the video helpful, don't forget, some of those my way would be awesome. And always feel free to drop a comment below if you have something to say about the model as well. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to do that as well if you're enjoying the videos that you are seeing. All right, everyone, I'll finish by saying, yes, thank you very much for coming past to the channel. And I do hope you enjoyed this video of this beautiful looking Corgi Catalina here today. All right, everyone, you have a fantastic rest of your day. And thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone.